The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, Sergei Ryabkov, has stated that Moscow is currently making its maximum efforts during diplomatic negotiations to resolve the ongoing war in Ukraine. His specific words are being widely quoted by various Russian media outlets. According to Ryabkov, Moscow is upholding the fundamental agreements reached by the leaders of Russia and the United States, Putin and Trump, in Alaska on August 15, 2025. He added that in recent days, contacts have been conducted almost without interruption. We are making every possible effort so that during the contacts that have been conducted almost without interruption in recent days in various formats, a settlement plan is developed that fully corresponds to the main agreements reached by the presidents of Russia and the United States during their meeting in Anchorage, Ryabkov said. In addition, the Deputy Foreign Minister of the Russian Federation expressed confidence that Moscow is establishing relations with Washington. He recalled that the previous round of negotiations between the delegations took place in Washington. Ryabkov also noted that Moscow does not yet know whether the United States intends to request approval for the appointment of a new ambassador to Russia. He emphasized that there haven't even been any preliminary discussions on this issue between the countries. In turn, Dmitry Peskov, the press secretary of Russian President Vladimir Putin, stated that the timeline for the Ukrainian settlement depends on the frame time for implementing the agreements reached in Alaska. Right now, the essence is that in Anchorage and in the days before, a certain formula for resolving the territorial issue regarding Ukraine was developed. At this point, it is very important to implement it. As soon as this happens, it will be possible to ensure rapid progress in the settlement, he said in a conversation with journalists. There is a high level of activity. The Americans, as mediators, are pushing for speed. They're in a hurry, and that's understandable. Given the importance of this issue, of course, our president is absolutely not inclined to pay attention to the time of day when such serious negotiations are underway, the press secretary said. Dmitry Peskov called the American leader Donald Trump an experienced politician and also commented on his working methods and priorities. Trump is an experienced politician who bases his approach on business principles, strict, ruthless business, he noted. The official Kremlin spokesperson added that Trump primarily defends his own interests and those of the United States. In addition, Peskov commented on his methods, stating that they involve resolving issues by force. Trump is an advocate of solving everything by force. He says that resolving issues by force, in his view, means bending others to your will, and those who submit will continue to be bent. The main thing is not to do this with Russia, he added. Let us recall that on January 23rd through 24th in Abu Dhabi, negotiations took place between delegations from Ukraine, Russia, and the United States regarding the settlement of the Russian-Ukrainian war. Shortly after the conclusion of the second day of negotiations in Abu Dhabi, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that the parties had focused on discussing possible parameters for ending the war. According to him, the talks were constructive. President Zelensky revealed new details of the negotiations with the US and Russia and reported that a number of problematic issues had been resolved. He stated that the meeting in Abu Dhabi took place in a trilateral format, which had been a rare occurrence for a long time. That is, not only diplomats, but also military representatives from all three sides participated in the negotiations. And do you believe in the effectiveness of these negotiations? Write your thoughts in the comments, and we'll read them. In addition, the special envoy of the U.S. President, Steve Witkoff, also stated that the trilateral negotiations in the United Arab Emirates were very constructive. He shared that the negotiations will continue as early as next week, and according to him, the meeting will also take place in the same Abu Dhabi. Thus, the negotiation process involving Ukraine, the U.S., and Russia regarding ending the war is ongoing, and none of the parties have so far expressed an intention to withdraw from the dialogue. Expert Valery Klochok, in a comment to Channel 24, noted that the adoption of key decisions remains concentrated in the hands of a single center of power in the Kremlin. He also pointed out that the course of the negotiations indicates a gradual move toward a scenario of freezing the hostilities. At the same time, the participation and influence of European countries in this process is noticeably decreasing. That's all for now. We would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section below. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and we will definitely see you all next time.